So we're back again with yet again another episode of The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker HD. In the last episode, we commenced the Wind Temple, and in this episode, we're going to finish it up. It is not that long of a dungeon at all, honestly, but its difficulties do make it seem like it's just going to last forever, and it's just not that fun. But actually, though, this Wizrobe is going to be here. Let's try to kill him without him spawning any other extra enemies. Should we? I heard his electricity go off as I was killing him, but he's dead now, so... You know what they remind me of? Literally, the Wizrobes remind me of the toucan from Fruit Loops. If you look at a Fruit Loops like cereal box and you look at a Wizrobe, then you're gonna see like a pretty weird freaking similarity. That is, but anyway, let's go ahead and kill these Stalfoses on out of here. Oh, combo, motherfucker. That's freaking great. Don't think that I'm gonna kill him on time. Oh, you son of a gun. You son of a dingus. Alright, anyway. Let's go ahead and get him again. Come on now. Decapitate. And annihilate. Now, this is the room that I was talking about when it comes to getting that treasure chart in here that is really hard to get to. So, a couple things. We want to get our iron boots out and our hook shot, meaning that we have to hit a switch on the top of this room, or on the top of these platforms, that is, that will unlock the door. The one that we have to go on to go forth, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this one is what I'm talking about, so let's go ahead and weigh ourselves down and press it. Now we're not done. A couple of these headstones on the wall here, so they could contain another enemy or some rupees. To get the treasure chart in this room, you have to kill all the enemies, so in here there's going to be a Bokoblin, and I want to say on the one down here as well is going to be another Bokoblin. And now he's dead. Why those two headstones, I don't know. But anyway, it's tricky to remember. I think Nintendo really wanted to see if the player would thoroughly check this room just to get the last treasure chart in existence in this dungeon, but hey, here it is. Let's go ahead and get it. This is the 38th treasure chart. Make sure that you pick this up if you want to get everything in the game, and you're freaking fine and dandy. Anyway, the next room is going to consist of some Bokoblins and some big Armoses. Let's get our good old bombs out and our grappling hook. I guess we can pick up some more joy pendants in this room since we're at it. Right? Anyway, let's go ahead and do it, because why not? Hello, Bokoblin. How's it going? I have to greet him with a how's it going sometimes. I mean, come on, I really want to know how they're doing in life. Gotcha. Take these guys on out as well. I guess this room could serve as a marker point for racking them up. I guess the Dragon Roost Cavern also was, but this room has some more in here, so why not do it? Anyway, with those big Armoses out of the way, we can pretty much make our way over here, and to turn off these fans, we have to go and plant that soft soil patch right across from us, so let's go ahead and get Makar out to do his job. Makar, do your thing, buddy. Flying on over. Flying on over. Here we go. Awesome. I guess he's fooling with electricity. I don't know what these trees have in common to do with electricity. We're freaking turn on the microwave. Oh my god. Anyway, knocking that off, we can pretty much just hop on across. And you will put down my sage, you freaking floor master. Anyway. Dodging those guys pretty much. And in the room right across from us, this is going to serve as the holy grail of shortcuts in this dungeon. So, what we're going to do is, ideally, you would have to push these blocks and keep these blade traps from revolving back and forth. So it's going to be a big pain, but to bypass it, what we can do is throw our iron boots on and time up these blade traps just right. So if you want to go ahead and side hop like that. Not like that. We have to time them up correctly. Let's try it again. There we go. Hopping on across. And we want to go ahead and make sure that our feet are on the very edge of this little ditch here in this room. And do it again. And you want to be careful not to throw my car across the room as well. Unless you would have to really feel like going back and get him again. But hey, that's it. That is freaking it. meaning that this is our final song stone in the game. Let's go ahead and jam out. Makar, it's been fun, my man, but I'm afraid this is where we have to go our separate ways. It's been fun, but hey, let's go ahead and unveil this warping pod as well, since we're not going to really end up using it, but it's going to be there if we need to, which I don't think is going to happen. But, yay, freaking fairies. I should really be capturing those in the bottle, but given that this boss is not that hard, it's going to be just a knockoff, pretty much. His name is Molgera, so let's go ahead and get our Pictobox on out. And he's a pretty freaking awesome boss, I'm not gonna lie. He's not that hard either, so with that, let's set everything up and go on in. You know, this ominous boss room really just indicates that the Triforce of Courage is just one step closer to being in our hands. You know, it's out there. But with that, this is the point of no return in this dungeon. Let's go. Victory at last. Molgera is down, meaning that the Wind Temple is no more. I think this heart container is really well deserved. Let's get it, boys. Filling up another one, and we are freaking looking great. You know, the Wind Temple was a fun one, but hey, let's get the heck out of here. The Master Sword is returned. Its blade once again houses the power to repel evil. The sword of the one true hero is revived at last. LSP, I have fully restored the power to repel evil to your Master Sword. And my ancestors are most satisfied. I shall continue praying to the gods here. LSP, please step into the light and return above ground. May the winds of fortune be at your back. I see, so the Forsaken Fortress is already... like a molting snake that casts off its dead skin. That place is so empty and quiet. One can almost hear the echo of dead leaves falling to the cold, cracked ground. Why? What ails you? What? Lose a long face. The monsters are gone from the world. Doesn't that make you a little happy? LSP, I have troubling news. Gennet has not shown himself above the sea since Velu unleashes fiery wrath upon him. And what's worse, there is not a creature stirring in his base in the operations of this world, the Forsaken Fortress. I cannot imagine how it is possible, and yet I cannot shake this foreboding feeling I have about the Princess Zelda. LSP, you must search for all the Triforce shards so that we can head back to Hyrule without delay. And that is going to be a task that is going to be very, very important to the plot. But I do want to follow up on some Tingle Goddess statues here that have been just kind of left behind for the most part. This is like really long overdue. I could have done this before, but the first one that we're going to go in, well, the second to last one we're going to go ahead and get is in the Forest Haven, so let's get there and do it. I literally said the Forest Haven like it was a dungeon, but the Forbidden Woods is what I meant to say. Clearly, but if you want a quicker way to get into the dungeon, this is also another freaking great shortcut as well. Come over to this little pillar where the tornado is and go ahead and set the wind to the northwest. It is a really fundamental direction to get into the dungeon itself, especially if you're standing on top of the pillar, so make sure it's in that direction. And a cool hack is that if you want to really be devious, you can equip your leaf to whatever button you want, and then when you press the button to get out of the boat, you can pretty much just flail up, and the tornado will just take you there. And it's not that hard to pull off, but you just want to time it right, is what I'm getting at. So let's go ahead and get in there and do it. We're gonna get in there and do it. Get out of here, freaking P-hat. I've had enough. Magic galore. What's up, Forbidden Woods? It's great to be back. Actually, we can go ahead and pick up some more green shoe jelly here. We want to get a minimum of 15 here. Yep, 15 is what we really need, so I guess I can pretty much make a jump cut to where I can get 15, so I will be right back. Okay, now we have 15. Pretty much the reason that I want that amount is because the potion maker over at Windfall Island is going to want that much for his green potions, so let's do some business. And getting on over to the area with the Tingle Goddess statue, we want to come across on this pillar and get to it. I could have used a warp pod, but honestly, there's nothing more satisfying than just freaking rolling on over to these rooms and just doing what we used to do before, right? Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so come over to the main room and drop down to this floor where you can pretty much go beneath the ground pretty much and go in here. So there's going to be a little secret area that is like kind of lonely, I guess. But anyway, hop across here, and I did not mean to do that at all. Let's go ahead and try that again. Come on. There we go. All these more set away. These are like pretty good enemies, honestly. They don't really hurt you, they just slow you down pretty much. So anyway, over in here, and we want to drop down into this specific room with this door. Yep. Right over here. And then get our bombs out right here. And then we're gonna get our arrows out right now. Just to blow it up faster. It really does not mean that you have to blow it up with an arrow, but I just think that it's faster without taking damage. So there we go. I guess that... Hello? Alright, I took damage anyway, so that's funny. Let's go ahead and get her, though. This is the Forbidden Tingle statue. It is covered in sticky sap. It'll be waiting for you on Tingle Island. And yeah. To reiterate, I've been getting some questions about how to figure out where these guys actually are. So, in the GameCube version, when you get the Tingle Tuner, you do have the luxury of being able to hook up your Game Boy Advance to it with the link cable if you have them. On the GameCube version, it will literally tell you where they are in the dungeon. Pretty much what Nintendo was doing is that they wanted to see if the player would remember where they are, pretty much. They're like saying, hey, this should be nothing new to you guys. Like, I guess we're going to assume that you've played this game before, so you can go ahead and do it. Anyway, let's get on out of here. Okay, and with that, we have the Tingle Goddess statue for the Forbidden Woods, and the next one, and the final one we're ever going to get, is in the Dragon Roost Cavern, and that'll make 5. So, 5 dungeons, including the Tower of the Gods, Earth Temple, the Wind Temple, the Forbidden Woods, and Dragon Roost Cavern. So, I think that deserves a round of applause. Anyway, I don't want to sound like Mickey Mouse when I'm doing that, so... Anyway, let's go ahead and get there. You know, getting a photo of a red star honestly seems freaking great, but I want to save these for figurines. I guess it's like kind of an Easter egg for people who like astronomy, so why not? Anyway, let's go ahead and get our little way up here. And I'm going to use the old little shoot just to get up there. Don't backflip, Link. Side hop, thank you. There we go. Let's get on up. And we'll notice that Kamali is just kind of down here waiting and just kind of chilling down here. What you got in your hand, buddy? A little flower? Who's your freaking date? You're taking a little date on going down the Italian restaurant you know what I'm talking about. LSP, you know Medley, don't you? Yeah, I suffered with her through the Earth Temple, buddy. I know what you mean. I think something weird happened to her. It stinks too because I went to all the trouble of picking this flower to surprise her with, and now she's not around. Tell me if you'll spot Medley, will you? Okay. I really don't think that your little heart is going to be able to take what happened to her, but she's going to be away forever, I'll say that. But anyway, I do feel honestly terrible for having to break the news to Kamali that Medley's no longer going to be around because she's going to be praying in the Earth Temple to the gods just until Hyrule is saved, pretty much. But anyway, go on in here. And I want to point something out. I guess if you really do want to 100% the game, you can light... Where did I get that from? You can water these remaining bomb flowers if you want. I might when I get the 4th bottle, that is, but hey, nothing too much out of the ordinary, right? We might do it, we might not, but anyway, we'll see. Anyway, let's get into the dungeon and do it. So in the room perpendicular to the switch that you just pull with the grappling hook in the beginning of the game, you can go ahead in here and notice that there is a blank spot right in front of us. So let's go ahead and bust out our good old grappling hook here. Go ahead and do it. Anyway, bombs, arrows, nope. Regular arrows, that's probably what I messed up last time when I got blown up, pretty much. Let's go ahead and shoot it and light it. Like a good Samaritan, give me back my arrow, please. I am a good conservative. Opening it on up. This is the Dragon Tingle statue. It bubbles over with warmth. It'll be waiting for you on Tingle Island. That is the final one. Let's go ahead to Tingle Island and find out if Knuckle is there. I did it. I did it off screen, but I did it. Actually on recording, but I did it. So just went ahead and filled up all the bottles and just went and just watered the rest of them, I guess. So let's go ahead to Tingle Island. My apologies about that. So here we are at Tingle Island. We can see all of our hard work is officially paid off right in front of us. And we can see that Knuckle has made his way all the way here. Hey, Mr. Fairy. Mr. Fairy, you found all the Tingle statues. If it wasn't for you, I would never have been able to come back. Oh, thank you. I don't understand when you say that this place is the most beautiful place ever. Did I say I don't understand? I do understand, man. This scenery would make a picture of you. The only freaking sentence, but anyway, come across and get his photo, because if you get all the other figurines in the game, he will no longer be around. So he is pretty hard to miss. So just get his photo. It's worth it. Anyway, let's go ahead and deposit these figurines over to the sculptor of the Nintendo Gallery. So let's go. We are here, dude. Let's go ahead and make one step closer to finishing this entire gallery, which is going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be worth it because I just kind of know where things are, that is. But anyway, let's go ahead and figure it out. Your figurine base request has been fulfilled since our last deposit, once we've been here, that is. Let's go ahead and take what we have and give it to him. So, Knuckle, obviously, as always. He's pretty easy to forget if you don't really get every other figurine, but just make sure that you get him anyway. If you get all the Tingle statues, that is. But there you go. Next is Molgera. You can always retake him after going to Hyrule Castle at the end of the game. That is. Go ahead and deposit him. Red Wizrobe is missable because you can kill him and he does not come back. So get his photo, please. Johala is not missable. You can always refight him as well, so get a photo of him. The Chieftain is not missable. He's always going to be at Dragon Roost Island, so make sure that you go and get a photo of him. I also did not mention that if you take the photo of the Chieftain, you will also get Quill's photo, but figurine as well. So you can also access Quill when you're inside of the Dragon Roost Cavern. So if you step out and go back into the main room where the readers are walking around with the letters, he will also be in there while you're in the process of doing the Dragon Roost Cavern as a dungeon. So just note that. Anyway, Kogali, he is missable if you engage the cutscene with Medley when you awaken her as the Sage. He will no longer be around, so get his photo before you do that. So Big Octo is missable as well, because you can kill every single one and there's no more left in the entire Great Sea. So turn him in, and let's do it. Tetra is missable because if you go to the area where you got the Master Sword, if you do not take a photo of her, she will be gone. So make sure that you get her photo. Helmar King is pretty easy to miss if you do not take his photo during the fight, so make sure that you get a photo of him as well. Phantom Ganon is missable as well, but you fight him a bunch of times, so it's kind of hard to forget to get a photo of him, so you have a bunch of chances to do it, so here we are. And Cyclos is again missable. If you do not get his photo during the fight, he will be no longer around, so get his photo. So if you play this Sun song, but the Song of Passing a bunch of times, or at least twice, that is, and you come over to him and he says that your request is going to be fulfilled, pretty much. I want to go ahead and just reiterate on this room right here. The one with the picture of the Forsaken Fortress. This is the one with a bunch of bigger enemies, I guess. The ones that we really wanted to focus on was Red Wizrobe, Phantom Ganon, Helmar King, and Big Octo. No other ones in here are that pretty much missable as well. Godan, you can take a photo of him when he goes back into the wall that he came from before the fight started. So he is not missable either, so... Anyway, with that, let's go ahead and get our next objective commenced. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is get the remaining blue choo-choos that exist in the Great Sea. There's only 4 left. Actually, we have 19. Want me to prove it? Here it is, alright. Jump. Yep. Or get brighter, that is. Come on. There we are. Well, you get my meaning. Anyway, let's go over to A6, which is another inaccessible blue chew until you get the hook shot. So, let's go over there. I see that flock of seagulls, but honestly, those indicate giant octos, which we will not get until once we're done with this stuff. So it's going to be later on thing. Let's feed this fish and give him a supper, like I've been saying all along, with all these fish across the Great Sea. It's been really fun getting these guys, I gotta say. I'm kind of sad to wrap it up. I'm really sad to wrap it up, but still. Anyway. Diamond Step Island, which is freaking awesome. Okay, so Diamond Step Island means that we have our hook shot now, which means we can access everything on the island. So, go ahead and make our way up, and he will be... Where is he? He's gonna be a few steps up, I bet. If you go all the way up here, and... He's most likely gonna be on this area. Come on. There he is. Let's get him. This makes 20. Anyway, I'm going to come back into this island much later once the mission to commence beginning the Triforce of Courage begins. So let's go ahead and get the rest of the shoes for now, since we're just going to focus on that pretty much. Anyway, so here we are at F7, which is another fun little boat island that you can play this minigame at. It's pretty fun, honestly. I might do it, honestly, in this episode. So let's check it out and feed this fish and get it on. Boating course. Yep, this is pretty much SpongeBob all over again, except Mrs. Puff is not here. As if I really look like this. Anyway, so to get the heart out of the way, we want to go ahead and access that part of the island right here. So let's go ahead and set our wind in that direction and grab that ledge. So, let's go ahead and pop our way up onto this stony part of the island and get this blue chute here. So, pick him on up. This will make 21. Let's go ahead into this grotto and see what this place has to offer as well. I don't think it's going to be much because there's just going to be a few switches in here that we have to hit. And there's going to be these mini blends in the way. My god, get the names right, please. Anyway, given that these guys are going to be in the way a bunch of times, let's go ahead and shoot them out of the way. Come on, leave me alone. I have a job to do. Okay, next switch. Next twitch. These guys are like a rash, man. Anyway, they're going to be annoying. Hitting those switches are going to be really hard with them around, but I did it. I did it. Anyway, this is not a treasure chart, but it's going to be another chart that we wanted to get. So, this is the submarine chart. Now you know where the enemy submarines are. The subs from below. Yeah. We're good. Anyway, let's get out of here and see what the character. His name is Loot the Sailor, who runs this boating course. Let's go ahead and check it out. Here we are. Hey, that's a pretty slick boat you got there, bud. So what do you say, kiddo? You want to play a boat game for 30 rupees? What do you say? I'll play now, because why not? I already know the rules, and so... Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Let's just go ahead and... We're not going to fail, I assume, so... Anyway, we want to get all of the rupees in this little course, so let's go for it. That sucked. Oh my. But anyway, let's get the rest. Let's get the rest. Oh, way to be. Alrighty then, here's the 150 rupees that you collected as I promised. They're all yours. Enjoy, kiddo. Looks like you made a fortune. Come back and do it again sometime. I'll make sure to never see you again, buddy. Anyway. Anyway, with that, we want to go ahead and find... Where's the king? Where's the... There he is. Here he is. Anyway, so back on Paw Print Island, there's a bunch of things to do here, so I just kind of wanted to balance them out and separate it. But if you hop on this little small chew head right here, a couple of rupees drop from the sky, so not that beneficial. But if you go ahead and hop on the bigger one, the Blue Chus is going to be here. Yep, he will just kind of sprout out of there right now. So this makes 22, which means one left. Let's go ahead and get it. So over at G1, yep, on the top right of the sea chart here, so let's go ahead and feed this fish and get him fed. So welcome to Overlook Island. This is going to be a major point in the game where you can do some rupee farming, which we're not going to do here yet because that's going to be at the end of this episode. Let's go ahead and make our way up to the top and find the final chew jelly that we're looking for. That is the blue one. We need 23, we have 22, so here he is. Right here. Let's pick him on up and grab him. Making that quest end. No more. Anyway, so the last thing that I want to go ahead and do is go ahead and feed the fish on the bottom right of the sea chart. There's only one more. Let's go ahead and do it. It's like an itch that I have to scratch. It wants to be fed. Anyway, let's go for it and do it. So all the way on the bottom right of the sea chart, we have this final fish to feed. Let's do it, boys. Five-star Isle. I give that entire quest 5 stars, man. That was freaking nuts. So over at the potion shop in Windfall Island, we want to come across and find Walter White. What the hell are you doing here, dude? Anyway, he looks nothing like that, even though he's bald, but still. Anyway, we want to go ahead and see that he already has a red chew jelly, so let's go ahead and give him the green, which are 15 exactly, so let's go ahead and make some business go on here. It is ready at last. My new chew jelly concoction.
Chemical X.
Anyway, not gonna make another Powerpuff Girls reference. But still. He mentioned the word concoction, so I may as well just bring it up, right? Anyway, last but not least, blue chew jelly. It is ready at last. My new chew jelly concoction. It is still piping hot. I don't want you at the first batch. And go give it to me. This is what I've been waiting for the entire game. Anyway, but notice that he did not actually take all 23. He took 15. So good enough, right? At least we still got the rest. So if we want to go ahead and make some more, we can. But anyway, there's one last thing that I want to point out for the episode, and then we're going to end it off right here. This was a tough one, so let's go. So if we head over to Overlook Island on G1, we can drop down this grotto and notice that this is going to be a place where we can get a Triforce Shard, or a Triforce Shard, that is. But if you really want to rack up rupees, you want to get your Skull Hammer out and target these few pillars right here. So it will have a bunch of them, Make sure that you do this a bunch of times if you really want to rack up some rupees, okay? So I might off-screen go ahead and do this until I reach 5 grand, pretty much, because I'm going to need it. I'm going to need it a lot. So, with that, this has been episode 21 of The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD. So, in the next episode, we're going to I can't talk! Anyway, in the next episode, we're going to commence some more collectible getting, and even Link is getting tired of this. So, with that being said, stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment, or anything else, and peace out, everyone.